it's all perspective. Mom and Dad have given us the right mindset, the right perspective around these things. Because if we were just like, oh, this is so hard, or we have to do this. No, this is not hard. This is just, it's easy to do, but easy not to do. So we're going to choose to do it and look at the positive perspective. We get to do this. We get to have food. So we get to clean up. We get to have a nice house. So we get to vacuum the floors, We get to have blankets and we get to have clothes. So we get to do our laundry, It's just a different mindset, a different perspective that our parents have instilled in us.
Hello everyone, we are Greg and Jacquie Francis, and welcome to High Performance Parenting, where our passionate goal is to encourage you to raise champion children in a crazy world. Every week we will bring you multiple episodes from our extensive experience of raising our six happy, healthy, successful, godly kids who are confidently equipped to win big in life.
We deeply believe that any parent who is provided with the right knowledge and continual support can raise amazing kids. And when they do, all of our futures get better. If raising up future generations of absolute champions matters to you as much as it does to us, here's how you can contribute. Like and share this podcast with everyone you know. And together, let's embrace this journey of raising champion kids in a crazy world.
Hey guys, welcome back. Continuing to talk here with Crissy, Elli, and Hunter. And we are chatting some more today with the kiddos about being a team player in the household, what it looks like, how it looks like when you do want to do things to help out as a team player, and sometimes when you don't really feel like it, or you feel like what is being asked of you isn't what you want to do. So excited to have you guys back in. You want to chat?
Yeah. I know when I was younger, I didn't want to help out very much.
Oh.
So I kind of went to go do my own thing, like play outside, so Mom wouldn't ask me anything.
Oh.
But now that I'm older, I understand why we need help with all the house stuff. Otherwise, it's just a lot on Mom, because she would just be doing everything for 6 kids in a household. So now I understand better of it, and now I feel like I'm more confident in it.
So household teamwork is important to our house because we don't feel like just one person should have to carry the full load. Obviously, when the kids were younger, being a team player looked a little different than when you guys became older and you could help out. But at our house, we have chores that need to be done. We have just household responsibility. We have commitments. And so we find that the better we work together, the better attitude we have together, the easier it works around at our house.
Right. I mean, there's so many different things that we could hit on about this, but one big thing is I have realized is that every kid wants time with their parents, but you can't have time with your parents if you don't help them with the chores or the messes that you made. If we always expected Mom to clean up our messes, we would never be able to have quality time with her, and she wouldn't be the best for us, the best for her friends, best for everybody around her. If she was just doing laundry and cleaning up messes and doing all that kind of stuff all day. And so Mom and Dad have taught us with what age and what season of life we are in, what would be the most helpful things, so that we're not doing everything, but they're not doing everything. So we've all learned our roles. Maybe it's in the morning, you guys need to make sure you do your laundry and do the dishwasher before you do your chores. They make it so simple, and sometimes they have a checklist on the fridge. Whatever is best for our season, they make it simple enough so that we can comprehend it and so that we can do it to the best of our ability.
Right. We definitely feel like no matter what age it is, we can find something to work well for our family that works to help all of us move forward. And sometimes, we feel like helping, right? Some days you wake up and you're like, okay, emptying the dishwasher isn't a big deal. Doing my laundry is not a big deal. Cleaning up the bathroom or, whatever it may be, taking out the garbage, those kind of things. And by the way, those are just chores. They're just things that need to get done around the house. We don't pay our kids extra. They live in the house. We all have to keep the house up. I mean, God blessed us with this amazing, beautiful home. We feel like we should take care of it. And that means all hands on deck to do so. But I will tell you, some days we wake up and it's not a big deal to do these things, right?
Right, yeah. Some days are different than others. But also some days you wake up and you're like, okay, I'm kind of tired today. I didn't get the best sleep last night. I don't feel like helping out. I mean, you're not always going to feel perfectly up to it, but we have learned that you need to do it anyway because consistency is key. In our family, you need to be consistent in the thing that you do best, and then you can get blessed with more rewards. Maybe it's, all right, you worked really hard today. You can take off for the rest of the day, and maybe some of your siblings can help pick up since you've been working really hard and taking up some of their loads. Maybe it's, well, you've been working so hard. Let's have a team meeting, and we'll recognize you for that, But you need to do your part first before you can expect them to do their part.
And one thing I know is one point in my life that when I was really young, I didn't help out with anything. Like, none of us kids did. Our mom had to do all of it. But now since we got older, we have more responsibility because now we do a lot more stuff when we are older than when we are younger, like eat more. So we should clean up the kitchen for mom, or because she pays for all the stuff we have. So we should respect her by cleaning it all up.
Yeah, that's a great point, Elli, and I agree. It's all perspective. Mom and Dad have given us the right mindset, the right perspective around these things. Because if we were just like, oh, this is so hard, or we have to do this. No, this is not hard. This is just, it's easy to do, but easy not to do. So we're going to choose to do it and look at the positive perspective. We get to do this. We get to have food, so we get to clean up. We get to have a nice house, so we get to vacuum the floors, We get to have blankets and we get to have clothes, so we get to do our laundry. It's just a different mindset, a different perspective that our parents have instilled in us.
Yeah, and if you're sitting out there and you're wondering to yourself, like, oh my gosh, their mindsets are so amazing. They have this appreciation. It really comes from teaching it. I will just tell you, one of the things that we started a long time ago is the importance of appreciation for the gifts that you have been blessed with, for the things that you've been blessed with, the home you've been blessed with the family you've been blessed with your health, whatever it may be. And we taught a long time ago how that looks to be appreciative. We didn't just tell the kids, you have to do this. We explained to them why we do certain things in our house, why we take the time to do it with excellence. Because if you don't do it right the first time,
you need to do it over.
That's right.
And also when our parents, maybe we've gone to another person's house, we're like, okay, the floors were not cleaned up. Their room was super messy. And we're like, thank you, Mom, for having us make our beds every day. Thank you, Mom, for having us clean up our bathroom. So there's not grody-ness all over the place. We're like, thank you, Mom, for having us clean this up, because otherwise our house would look like theirs, and that's not worth it.
No, because I think when you don't have your home running smoothly, it's hard to focus on other things, right? Like if your schoolroom was always a mess, if paper was always on the ground, if there was just junk hanging on your desk, how do you focus on getting your homework done?
It would be pretty hard to do that. Well, that's why we clean up all of our stuff first before we start homework, and then you can be more organized with all of your homework, like math, spelling, all of these stuff that we do. It would be hard to keep track of it if none of it was organized in the right area.
And I think it shows a sign of, again, appreciation when we take care of the things that we do have, right? Where it's hard to add more things in the home. Many times kids will be like, oh, I need a new outfit, or I would love to have whatever, a new bike or some new roller skates, or maybe I want a new phone, or whatever the case may be. Well, it's hard to add more if you don't even take care of what you currently have.
Right, taking care of what you currently have it's a principle. You reap what you sow. So when you just don't take care of things that you have, you're not going to get more. It's like the parable of the talents in the Bible, when two of them invested their talents and got back more, but the one went and buried it and didn't take care of it. So his was taken away from him. If you just don't take care of what you have, the amazing house you have, the amazing clothes you have, whatever it is, if you don't take care of it, you're not going to get any more because you didn't take care of it in the first place.
Right. And I think sometimes our kids have learned the hard way that if we don't take care of things, what does Mom do? Walk through the house with a big
garbage bag.
A big garbage bag. And I start putting everything in there that people apparently don't care about. It could be something that you care about, but I didn't know, because it's laying out. It's just left somewhere. It's not picked up. It's not folded. It's not put away nicely. I'm tripping on it. And if that happens, I just assume somebody else's kids probably would enjoy it.
Right. Like my mom would be like, okay, these are, there's like a sweater left on every seat in the house, it feels like. So I'm going to throw them all on the floor. And if they don't take care of them, fine, throw them away. You're like,
I typically give them to somebody else.
Right. Or donate them. Like, cause like, we're like, okay, Mom, that's, for instance, Elli's sweater. Then Mom's like, well, she hasn't taken care of it for 3 days. Then you might as well just throw it away. She must not care.
And I just figure if that's what I have to do, I'm not going to buy another sweater though. That just means you're going to be cold for a while. or you're going to go find some other clothes.
It's also showing unrespect for the stuff that you have, because you didn't pay for any of that. Your parents paid for it all, and you're just showing unrespect to what they gave you.
Right, that's a good point, for sure.
Yeah, so I think it's just an important thing that, we teach all the kids, and of course they've all learned the hard way, the importance of respecting the rules of the house, the way to respect, what we've done for you guys, or, the things that have been given to you. I think it's just a sign, because the more we work as a team, and even when we don't want to, sometimes that means stopping playing to pick up what needs to be picked up. Sometimes that means instead of walking by and say, that's not my problem to deal with, taking care of it regardless. Sometimes that means, when you walk by the sink and you see things in the sink, you don't pretend like you didn't. Or, the garbage can is overflowing. Instead of pretending like, oh, I'll just put it on lightly, it's going to topple over soon, and mom will take care of that. It's being proactive.
Right, proactivity is a big thing in our house. So when some of us started really working on it, we're like, okay, team meeting time. Who gets the proactivity award this week? And then that person would either get maybe an extra dessert, or maybe they would get well, do you want a t-shirt or something like that?
Or a surprise of something that you want. Maybe you wanted something. Maybe you wanted to go do something. Maybe you want an opportunity to, enjoy a date out with one of us or something like that.
Right.
Opportunities arise when you're being proactive in our house. We love to reward. Not everything in our house is so structured that we don't reward or enjoy. We just like to see that people are willing to work together and do the things regardless. And then if you do that, then you're rewarded.
Right, but you're not. Proactivity isn't just taking care of what you got out.
Yes.
It's not just taking care of your sweater that was laying on the ground. It's okay. That's might be Abby's sweater, but she just went to babysit and she's cooking for us right now. I'm gonna take care of it. Put it on her bed. Put it in the laundry. Wherever it needs to go. And all those little things just add up over time. And I remember I was being really proactive, and mom was like, "Crissy, I really appreciate your proactivity around the house. I want to buy you this ripstick. I know you've been wanting one." And of course it wasn't cheap. But my mom was like, "Well, you've been helping so much around the house, and I've noticed that, and it has helped me not have to worry as much." So she got me that toy that I wanted. So that felt really good, because when mom and dad recognize it and get you something like that, it feels way better than maybe being tired and not taking care of something. It's way more worth it being proactive than not.
And when you don't do your stuff, like you're procrastinating, then it takes a lot longer to do it, and you have less time to play and do fun stuff. Like if you don't get your laundry done, you can't go to sports. That's not our parents' fault. It's your fault for not taking leadership and doing what you have to do first before you play.
Yeah, I think that's one of the keys too around here, is that all of us are going to have to do things sometimes that we don't feel like doing, right? Like just in general. But if we don't do them, there are consequences. And if you don't get a chance to go to sports that day, but I've given you enough time during the day to get done whatever it is that is expected of you, that's not my fault that you're there. And you're going to have to tell your coaches.
Right, for sure. Like our parents are like, okay, so you get this hour right now. You get done whatever you need to get done, homework, chores, whatever it is. I'm not going to ask you. You can time lock whatever you need to do for the next hour. You get this. Then if we don't get our stuff done, that is for sure our fault. If we were just hanging out in our room and reading the whole time, that's our fault. And then you're going to have to go ask your coaches. You're going to tell your coaches, I'm sorry for not making practice today. I'm hoping you're still going to let me on the team. And our parents are like, okay, because you still have to honor your coaches, whether you made the mistake or not. So just little things like that, because it's not our parents' fault. It's our fault. And they have made us realize that it's our fault. So then we take more responsibility for ourselves and help the people around us. And therefore we can be the best that we can be.
So if you're out there and you're thinking, golly, I want to implement this in our family right now, and I think it's important for our family to do that, I will just tell you, these are great family discussions. This is where we started honing in on the importance of the mindset, the appreciation, the respect, the honor, what it looks like to be a team player. These were the kind of discussions we would have at our team meetings. This is what we would decide to talk about so that we could all be the best version of ourselves the following week. And if some kids aren't really living up to what's needed, then we would do a checklist with them. We'd start a checklist with what was expected before they could go do sports or go to their friend's house or go outside and play or whatever the case may be. And then they had to implement that and I had to implement it for them to take responsibility for them to accomplish what I needed done. Because regardless, it's going to get done. It's going to get done. And I'm not going to walk around and do everybody's chores for them. So I think if you're sitting there discussing that with your kids and what it looks like, and then following through, I think everyone on our family has at some point not fully finished up what was required of them before they went and either went to their friend's house, a birthday party, a sports event, played outside. I don't even know what it is. Everybody has at some point not done it and had to come inside and fix it and not go do what they wanted to do. But that's okay, because that's me following through on what's expected and what the repercussions are if you don't follow through. And in the end, parents, I will tell you, your kids will respect you more for it. They will honor you more, and they will truly appreciate that you're willing to instill in them what they need now, so that in the future, they don't have to worry about this kind of stuff, and that they can be, the amazing, responsible young adults onto moms and dads that they need to be. And it is so neat to see what your kids can do when you have just instilled in them at a young age what they're capable of.
Right, that's so good. And an example that just came to my mind is so we play sports for the nearby middle school and high school. So their rules is you have to be student athletes. So you have to have above 60% average with all of your classes. And another thing is, if you're not there for the full day, then you're not allowed to go to that sports event. So it's like if you don't complete all your chores, if you don't complete all your homework, like all these school kids that you're playing with, then you're not allowed to go to the sports event, because you need to finish at what you need to do at home first, which is way more important than making to that school event.
So good. So probably have you guys on again soon to chat more about this, but hope today gave you some good tips on how to apply amazing information to your family.
Yep, so good. See you next time.
Bye.
Hey everyone, thanks for listening and thanks for your love and support. We hope that today's episode added tremendous value to you and your family. It would mean so much to us if you would partner with us on our mission of helping parents around the globe raise champion children in this crazy world.
To do so, simply take a moment to like and share this podcast with everyone in your network. See you next time.